You ever notice how some trucks just sit on dealer lots and marketplace listings forever and nobody even bothers to take a second look? I see it all the time. There's this weird thing that happens in the used truck market where everyone flocks to the same 3 or 4 nameplates and they completely ignore the vehicles that, in my experience, are the actual gold mines. I'm Sam Reynolds and I've owned more trucks than most people have rented cars. I've been the guy scrolling marketplace at midnight, and I've also been the guy who's had to fix these things for a living. And right now, there are 3 pickups you can buy for thousands less than they're worth simply because the market has decided to sleep on them. These aren't junkers. These aren't good for the price compromises. These are trucks I would buy tomorrow without hesitation. Today, I'm breaking down all 3. Let's start with number 3, because this one usually gets the most side-eye from the truck crowd. I'm talking about the Honda Ridgeline. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not a real truck. It's a minivan with a bed. I've heard it all. But here's the thing. Every time I see a Ridgeline roll into the shop, I'm almost disappointed because there's nothing to fix. And that's coming from a guy who has steered dozens of people toward these things. Not a single one has come back with a major repair bill. Not one. The second generation, from 2017 to present, is where Honda finally nailed the formula. Under the hood is the 3.5-litre naturally aspirated V6. No turbochargers to fail, no timing belt to replace. It runs a timing chain that's engineered to outlast the engine itself. The transmission is Honda's proven 6-speed automatic, a conventional torque converter unit that shifts cleanly and holds up indefinitely. This isn't some experimental dual clutch system that certain manufacturers gambled on. It's a rock-solid, proven powertrain. The current market prices on these things are just silly. You can find a 2019 Ridgeline RTL with around 65,000 miles for anywhere from $18,000 to $23,000. Compare that to a comparable year Toyota Tacoma TRD with similar mileage. That's $28,000 to $33,000. You're looking at a $10,000 gap for a truck that, in my experience, costs less to maintain over time and drives considerably better on pavement. The Ridgeline handles corners like an SUV because Honda's chassis engineers are obsessive about driving dynamics. It's genuinely comfortable. The most expensive repair I've ever done on one was a water pump at 142,000 miles. That was $620 for parts and labor. The typical unexpected repair on a same vintage Ford Ranger runs around $850. So when you're shopping for a Ridgeline, here's what you look for. First, check the in-bed trunk seal. Some earlier models had water intrusion issues. Open that trunk, run your hand around the seal, and look for moisture or mold. It's not a deal killer, but factor in $200 if it needs resealing. Second, road test it on the highway. Accelerate from 50 to 75. If you feel any hesitation or stumbling, investigate the transmission. Most are flawless, but the occasional unit needs attention. Third, inspect the paint around the wheel arches and hood edges. Certain 2017 to 2019 models had minor clear coat concerns in humid environments. Look for bubbling or flaking. And finally, check the dual action tailgate. It can swing down or sideways. Make sure both functions operate smoothly with no binding. Who should grab this truck? Anyone who wants something that genuinely handles well while remaining practical. If you plan to keep a truck beyond 200,000 miles and want rock-bottom maintenance bills, this is your machine. If you're exhausted from overpaying for the Toyota emblem, this is your alternative. Who should pass? If you need serious towing muscle, the Ridgeline caps at £5,000. If you want hardcore off-road capability, look elsewhere. The Ridgeline is designed for pavement and mild trails, not boulder fields. And if your truck needs to project rugged masculinity, the Ridgeline's crossover styling might not fit the image. But for the vast majority of truck buyers who just need a reliable, comfortable, and cheap-to-own vehicle, this is an absolute steal. Now, number 2 is a truck that I've been watching for years, and it frustrates me how much the market ignores it. I'm talking about the Toyota Tundra. And I know what you're thinking. A Toyota? Overlooked? How? But hear me out. The second generation Tundra from 2007 to 2021 features some of the lowest long-term ownership costs of any full-size pickup on American roads. Lower than the F-150, lower than the Silverado, and it depreciates like people have forgotten it exists. I've been monitoring this pattern for years. Whenever a Tundra arrives at my shop, I'm almost disappointed because there's nothing broken. Oil changes, brake pads, tire rotations, that's the extent of it. Recently, I had a 2016 Tundra come through with 172,000 miles. The owner bought it new, drove it for 9 years, and wanted to know what major service was looming. I put it on the lift. I examined suspension, brakes, and the undercarriage. I pulled codes and checked the transmission fluid. My findings? Nothing significant. The original spark plug still had adequate life remaining. I told her to come back in another 25,000 miles. She looked at me like I was joking. I get that reaction constantly with these trucks. Toyota accomplished something remarkable with that second generation. They kept the engineering conservative while competitors added complexity. The 5.7-litre iForce V8 doesn't use a turbocharger that can fail. It doesn't have a continuously variable transmission prone to slipping. It uses a timing chain built to survive the engine's lifetime, paired with a traditional 6-speed automatic proven across more than a decade of production. While Ford was experimenting with twin-turbo EcoBoost engines and Ram was adding air suspensions, Toyota stuck with a naturally aspirated V8 and conventional suspension. That simplicity translates directly into reliability. Now, let's talk about the market because this is where it gets absurd. A 2018 Toyota Tundra SR5 with 85,000 miles goes for $26,000 to $31,000. A 2018 Ford F-150 XLT with identical mileage goes for $24,000 to $29,000, actually cheaper in many cases. But here's the catch. The F-150 will cost you significantly more in maintenance over the following 100,000 miles, and it has a higher probability of major repairs. The Tundra's 5.7-litre V8 is the same engine family that powered the Lexus LX 570, same basic architecture, same legendary durability. It just runs. When shopping for a Tundra, here's my inspection protocol. First, verify the VIN against recall databases. Some 2007 to 2008 models had frame rust issues in northern states. Toyota extended warranties and replaced frames on affected trucks. Make sure any recalls were addressed. Second, scrutinize the tire wear patterns. Irregular front tire wear signals neglected alignment. Not a deal breaker, but negotiate 175 off and schedule an alignment immediately. Third, evaluate the exterior for rust, particularly on the frame and rear wheel wells. First-generation trucks in Salt Belt states can show corrosion. Surface rust is manageable. Structural rust is a deal breaker. Fourth, and this is the insider tip, locate one owned by empty nesters. Seriously, retired couples garage these trucks, follow every scheduled service precisely, and drive conservatively. A grandparent's Tundra with 70,000 miles is essentially a new vehicle. Who benefits from this truck? Highway commuters. The Tundra was engineered for cruising at 75 miles per hour all day. It's quiet, comfortable, and delivers respectable fuel economy for a full-size V8. Anyone seeking full-size capability without full-size maintenance headaches. Families requiring genuine truck utility. The crew cab offers abundant room. Anyone intelligent enough to disregard badge perception, who should avoid it? If you prioritize the latest technology, the Tundra's infotainment feels dated compared to competitors. If you need maximum towing capacity, other trucks pull more weight. If fuel economy is paramount, the V8 drinks noticeably more than turbocharged 6 cylinders. But this truck represents the best value proposition you can find for a full-size truck under $30,000. Proven V8 power, legitimate Toyota durability, priced as if the market doesn't comprehend its worth. Because honestly, they don't. And if you're still with me, I want to share something I put together that goes deeper on this whole approach. Right in the middle of this video, I think this is the perfect moment. I've left a resource in the pinned comment below. It's the full tool list and breakdown for these trucks, the exact inspection points I use, and a few more details I couldn't fit into this script. If you want to go deeper on this, the pinned comment has more. It's just a practical thing I put together that you can reference when you're actually out there shopping. Now, number 1. This is the truck that I think is the most overlooked gold mine on the market right now. And it's the Ford Maverick. I know. A Ford? Really? But hear me out. This is an underrated compact truck that delivers the same drivetrain technology as a Toyota hybrid, the same reliability philosophy as a Honda, more practicality than many compact SUVs, and it's selling for $5,000 to $8,000 below comparable competitors because typical buyers assume it's too small to be useful. Let me describe a customer who almost dismissed this truck. About 18 months ago, a young professional in her early 30s came in just starting a small business. She needed reliable transportation for city driving, plus occasional trips to suppliers. She had been shopping Honda CR-Vs and Toyota RAV4S, budgeting around $28,000. I asked if she had considered the Ford Maverick. She laughed and said, "That tiny truck? I need something practical, not a toy." I brought her outside to see a customer's Maverick on my lot. I walked her through the bed features, the cabin dimensions, and the fuel economy figures. Then I showed her the math. The Maverick Hybrid achieves 37 to 42 miles per gallon combined, better than most compact SUVs. It carries 1,500 pounds of payload, and it has genuine truck utility with crossover comfort. She purchased a 2023 Maverick XLT Hybrid the following week for $27,000 with 18,000 miles. She messaged me last month. She's at 52,000 miles now with zero mechanical problems. She said the truck had paid for itself in fuel savings alone. Here's the reality about the Maverick that many shoppers miss. Ford took proven technology from multiple platforms and combined it intelligently. The hybrid powertrain derives from the Ford Escape Hybrid, a system with years of real-world validation. The unibody chassis shares architecture with the Bronco Sport. This isn't experimental engineering. It's tested components integrated intelligently. The 2.5-litre hybrid system produces 191 combined horsepower and delivers EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon city and 33 highway. For perspective, the average compact SUV achieves about 28 miles per gallon combined. Over 100,000 miles, that fuel efficiency difference saves you $4,000 to $5,000 in gas. Consumer Reports shows the 2023 and 2024 Maverick earning average to good reliability scores with owner satisfaction ratings at the top of the compact truck class. Car and Driver's 40,000-mile long-term test recorded just $52 in service costs across 15 months of ownership, oil changes and filters only, zero repairs. Current market pricing reveals the value opportunity. A 2023 Ford Maverick XLT Hybrid with 35,000 miles runs $24,000 to $28,000. A comparable 2023 Honda Ridgeline with similar mileage runs $32,000 to $38,000. A 2023 Toyota Tacoma SR5 with similar mileage runs $32,000 to $37,000. You're getting genuine truck utility at compact SUV pricing. For inspection, concentrate on these elements. First, verify hybrid battery health. Ask for any diagnostic records. These systems are generally robust, but confirming the battery condition protects your investment. Second, examine the bed. The FlexBed system includes slots for 2X4S and 2X6S, tie-down points, and available accessories. Confirm nothing is damaged or missing. Third, test the infotainment system completely. Some early 2022 models had software glitches, mostly resolved through updates. Make sure the screen responds promptly and all functions work. Fourth, check the front-wheel drive system on hybrid models or the all-wheel drive system on EcoBoost models. Take it to a parking lot, turn the wheel fully, and drive circles. Smooth operation means a healthy drivetrain. So there you have it. 3 trucks the market sleeps on. The Honda Ridgeline for rock-bottom maintenance and comfort, the Toyota Tundra for full-size durability at a discount, and the Ford Maverick for unbelievable efficiency and practicality. If you're in the market for a used pickup, I'd seriously consider giving one of these a second look before you overpay for the truck everyone else is chasing. And before I let you go, I've got one more thing. The pinned comment has that full breakdown I mentioned, plus the tool list I use for every inspection. If you want to go deeper on this, it's all right there. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm Sam Reynolds, and I'll see you on the next one.